So all
Right.
are slightly depressed like that. So
Right.
we are not able to do our routine work.
Right. Right.
Anyhow, so I have to shape our mind for the present trend. So
Uh,
probably was lecture today's lecture may motivate us towards that.
sure, sir.
Yeah,
I'll
good.
try to do my best. Thanks a lot, sir, for the warm welcome.
Yes, 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 sir.
Thanks for the
Uh,
word, sir. It's
Sir,
been a great
today,
pleasure
Danush,
to hear.
Danush,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not a formal welcome. Shall we start or?
Sir, ஒரு 5
3 minutes, sir.
5 மினிட்ஸ் இருக்குமா சார்? 10:30க்கு தான் சொல்லியிருக்கோம்.
Okay, wait பண்ணலாம். ஒரு 5 minutes wait பண்ணலாம்.
ஆ
Yeah,
ஓகே சார்.
sure, sir.
தேங்க்ஸ்.
Thanks a lot, sir.
We will
ஓகே
have a formal
சார்.
welcome and then we'll proceed. Huh?
Yeah,
ஓகே.
sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay,
ஓகே சார்.
okay.
Sure, sir. Like,
Uh,
I think we can start at 10:30. In the meantime, I request all the participants who have joined in to kindly
ஆ
introduce yourself, like whether it is like school students or college students. Please introduce your like if it is a college student, please introduce which department, which year you are studying. And if a school student, please introduce. Most likely, you will be like a well standard passed out student or who written an exam awaiting results. So school student இருந்தா நீங்க உங்களுடைய like 12th standard or 11th 10th introduce பண்ணுவீங்க. If it's a college student then நீங்க like you can introduce like what degree what year you are studying so that
Guys, please use
I
the
can
chat box for introduction. So sorry for
yeah
interruption, sir.
yeah please use the chat box உங்க introductionல chat box just a brief போடுங்க and உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது expectations இல்ல doubts queries sir இது I wanted to know அப்படினு இருந்ததுன்னா you can put it if in case if I'm aware of it எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா கண்டிப்பா நான் ஷேர் பண்ணுவேன் இல்லனா at least through the coordinators I'll share relevant learnings and materials to you in future because if I know like how many school college students in the department இருக்கீங்கன்னா accordingly I'll be sharing examples based upon your background.
Sir, Ghazali sir, we will wait 2-3 minutes, sir. Afterwards, we will start, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, we will start 10:30 itself. Yes, in the
Okay,
meantime,
sir. Okay.
students can just quickly introduce so that we don't lose time.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been a great pleasure for this morning on webinar Natural and Artificial Intelligence. I welcome you on behalf of Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, St.Joseph Institute of Technology. So we are glad to have this event with eminent speaker Mr. Ghazali sir, life coach at life coach. So we are glad to welcome you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Now our HOD will be giving a short welcome note for the event. Sir, please.
Yes, Danush. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning and warm welcome to all. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our today's expert as well as all the participants. Our today's expert is Mr. Ghazali sir, who is the head statutory 3G IRPS IIT Madras Research Park. He has completed his MBA and engineering in computer science. He is certified global career coach from UCLA and National Career Development Authority USA. Sir is having 12 years industrial experience in a leading concern like HP, CTS, Mahindra, working as business analyst, project manager, HR, etc. As a campus recruitment panelist at IIT IT MNCs, possess experience of recruiting at 100 plus colleges across India and interviewing 2000 plus candidates across all degrees and specialization. He is a consultant to various colleges, deemed universities for syllabus planning, FDP, training and placement solution, mentoring, entrepreneur, inhibition cells, etc. I think the eminent persons today is going to address to us. Hopefully, his lecture will be, a talk will be highly useful to us for our career and other aspects. With these few words, I invite our resource to carry the section. Thanks a lot to all for participating, and my thanks on behalf of all of us to the resource for sparing his valuable time with us today. And I wish to appreciate the coordinators, staff coordinators, Mr. Manivanan sir, Mrs. Farida Banu madam, and the student coordinator, Mr. Danush, who has taken a lot of pain for making this arrangement. They worked hard towards the arrangement of this event. I should appreciate them. I should thank them for their efforts. With these few words, I invite to discuss to carry out the section. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. So here we go on into the session. Ghazali sir on his way for the session. So sir, now you can proceed, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot, Manish sir, Kripagaran sir, and all the other faculties of St. Joseph College for a very warm welcome invitation. And it's always always a pleasure to meet students, interact with them, and mutually learn from each other. So every session, like I take more from students than I give it to the students, because this present generation is a very unique generation in our history of human civilization, wherein they know more than the previous generations. And it's just that they need to know the right blended mix of their natural intelligence and the latest technologies, which we call it as an artificial intelligence. And that interestingly is the today's webinar topic as well. Just wanted to confirm if any one or two student can just confirm if my audio and video is clear before I go ahead.
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay, so and any students who joined recently, in the last 2 to 3 minutes of time, please just type in which, if you're a college student, please type in your department and in year. And if you're a school student, just please type in your which year in school you were studying. For example, 11th, 12th, and which branch you are doing it in school. For example, biomaths or computer science or commerce or any other field which you may be doing it. Okay. So I see that most of the people are typically from Tamil Nadu. So I would, while I would have my presentation completely in English, for explaining some of the very key points, I would be switching to Tamil. Is there any student who does not know Tamil who have joined in? Any Tamil Malum Nahi students? Okay, I can see one person typing in. Okay, 2, 3 more people. Okay, so maybe like there might be few more people. Then I'll try to have my presentation majority in English. So then I'll not use a lot of majority in Tamil. However, don't worry, the PPT itself will definitely be in English. Okay. The reason why I wanted to explain few points in Tamil is some of the points when we assuming majority of the people are in Tamil Nadu, right? Some of the points are better learned in the mother tongue, though it is a technical terms. Okay. So with this introduction, what the sir gave, I would like to add a couple of introduction which is not included. Okay. So right now I am sitting in my native, which is a small village, where if you look at the map of in India, you would find there's a typical V shape in the South India, right? You would find the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats meeting at one particular point. So my place is just exactly situated just below the meeting point of Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. So in front of my house, you would see the one side you would see the Kodaikanal hills, and the other side you would see the Munnar hills. Both are situated on the eastern and the western Ghats. Okay, and you would have a river flowing in, and this is something the nature which I'm talking about. Okay, so when I look to the east, I see the Eastern Ghats from my house, and when I look to the west, I see the Western Ghats. And in the past 3 months, when I look above my rooftop, I would always see at any point of day I would find 2, 3 drones flying around. Okay, so I would always see 2, 3 drones flying around the paddy fields above my house, and above or a lot of this. We come from an agricultural area, so this is how the impact of technology has been. It just takes a small event within like 100 days of Corona. Now every villager who has not even traveled to a city like a Chennai, who knows like now he knows what a drone is. Okay, he knows the purpose of a drone, utilization of a drone, and who prepares drone, who manufactures drones. They all have learned it in the last 100 days of time, even though they have not even been to school or college. Okay, so with this, I would like to go and present and start with the topic. And there is a famous uh, Tamil poet called Thiruvalluvar. Tamil students எல்லாத்துக்குமே தெரியும், but for others who don't know Tamil, like there are like few people who have joined in, right? ரொம்ப ஒரு ஃபேமஸான ஒரு குறள் இருக்கு, செவிக்கு உணவில்லாத பொழுது சிறிது வயிற்றுக்கும் ஈயப்படும் அப்படின்றது, which means that when a human being or let's say when a student doesn't have got food to eat for his stomach, something he has to take for his brain. Okay, so எங்க நான் ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கிறப்ப எங்க ஊர்ல வந்து கொஞ்சம் வித்தியாசமா மாத்தி கொஞ்சம் இதா சொல்லுவாங்க, வயிற்றுக்கு உணவில்லாத பொழுது சிறிது செவிக்கும் ஈயப்படும் அப்படின்னு. Like only when you don't find something to have for your brain, you will like eat it. Okay, the reverse opposite அவ்வளவுதான். Okay, so நான் எதுக்கு இந்த சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா, உங்க ப்ராஷர்ல வந்து மீட்டிங் டைமிங் வந்து தப்பா போட்டிருப்பாங்க, 10:30 to 12 o'clock அப்படின்ட்டு. 10:30 என்னமோ ஷார்ப் கூட இல்லை, இன்ஃபேக்ட் நம்ம அட்வான்ஸாவே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியாச்சு. But the ending time might not be 12 because I might extend it based upon the interaction of the students, and because this is a topic which I feel like which is very highly required. Looking at the kind of students I see, majority of them are in college. Had it been school students, I would have winded up sharp at 12 o'clock because for them it is more than enough for know if they know what is this technology. But the college students should definitely look beyond this learning the technology, but rather going and applying it. Okay, and I'll also be doing a couple of exercises for you to get a meaningful relation, trying to know like what you're learning, how does it exactly gets applied to you. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. I can see a majority of EEE students, and then followed by EC students, and then one or two in mechanical, and I could see a couple of faculties. So majority seems to be in EEE. Okay, great. So I'm sharing my presentation. So let me know when any one confirmation will do for me. Hope you all can see the slide which I'm sharing right now. Any confirmations?
Sir, we can't see, sir.
Okay,
It's shared or not, sir?
Yeah, I have shared it, sir. I have like shared my screen now.
Yes, sir. I will be looking to it. So please share
Okay, sure.
it again.
Sure. I have done it now again. So just want to spend a few, just exactly 1 minute to talk about Devi Academies, which is being run by my very close friend.
Yeah, sure, sir. It's now available.
Yeah. Okay, great, sir. Okay. So Devi Academies is run by my friend Srinivasan. We are like very close buddies, and Devi is actually my friend's wife's name. So from Devi Academies, we network with a lot of people from academics, right from school, the college, and also as well as people from industry people, and as well as people who are into R&D. And we try to give a holistic solution to the present Gen Z, which is the present generation of students who are born after millennium. They're called as the millennials and the centennials. Okay, we try to give different kind of solutions, right from competitive exams like Olympiads in the schools, as well as all the way up to the UPSC. We do cover all the most of the competitive exams like the NEET, the JEE, the HSE, and even for the college, we train on the campus corporate program for placement. And we also train students on some of the latest technologies like the AI, robotics, the drones, cybersecurity, and hybrid electric vehicles. So these are like some of the packages which we give it to the students of both schools and colleges. And we also like guide some of the people who are already into industry, making them a career transition. Because many people they go through what they call it as a midlife career crisis, which typically happens around 30s and 40s, wherein they need some coaches. So this is something which we have been like doing it. So Divya Academies is based out of Ranipet, which is like near Vellore, the nearest bigger city. And however, like we are like completely virtually connected and network. So with this is the topic which we are going to look at it. I'm not going to spend too much time on artificial intelligence. The reason being, this is something at least in the last 3 years of time, so much of hype has been created, and a lot of webinars, trainings, guest lectures when the college was happening just before COVID. The student will definitely know to a larger extent what is an AI, what is a robo, what is a drones and nano robots. Okay. So, but however, I'll touch upon the AI not on the technical terms, though that might could be a webinar in a separate topic in future. But I'll try how AI will affect your career and how you should plan your career based upon your natural born talent is what we call as a natural intelligence, and how with this NI and the AI together will shape the future. And no one can predict the future. We can only like map the future. That's something which we should be like able to do it. Okay. So this presentation will be structured on three parts. One would be something like how the world is changing uh, in general, how the job market, how the career, how our education is changing. And then I'll spend a good 20 minutes of time on natural intelligence, and then next 20 minutes of time on AI and how it is changing. And then we'll wrap it up with how you should plan going ahead. So I hope this expectation is clear. And in the meantime, I encourage the students to be more interactive. This is not a guest lecture wherein it is not a radio. It should be like classroom environment wherein you can stop and ask me questions in the chat box. So I'll also be taking a logical pause after every section, and during that time you can unmute yourself or you can unmute either your audio and video and you can ask me the questions. So going ahead, we have already entered post-normal times, as now all of you are already aware of it. Because in the month of March and April, people thought that, okay, this corona is just going to last for a few weeks or few months. And all that we see it in this virtual, the webinar, doing an e-commerce activity, doing an online learning was all something people believed that இதெல்லாம் ஒரு ரொம்ப temporary. It is just going to be like a current situation, current intermediate solution. Once things are normal, we will go back to the regular environment. But now 3 to 4 months down the line, we still see that another 1 to 2 years is what the complete recovery time from this COVID would be. And even when now people have come to a conclusion after like more than 100 days that even when let's say the lockdown is over, regular working life, school life, college life, public life, regular ana kuda vandittu in the kind of the online learning and how this business is going virtual or online will only drastically increase, which means in the COVID வராம இருந்ததுன்னா in the pace of online virtual technology adoption கண்டிப்பா நடந்திருக்கும். But what got would have been done in 5 years of time, now that speed has come up in 3 years, 3 months of time. Simple cases. இப்போ எப்படி or let's say if you go back 7-8 years back, the usage of WhatsApp is very little. But now nobody can live without WhatsApp. Even though those people who are like farmers, those people who have not ever, let's say, not necessarily farmers, you take any people whom we call as the illiterates by the definition of 20th century, not the 21st century. The definition of literacy itself is getting changed now. 20th century definition padi doesn't know read, writing, and basic arithmetic skills. This is called a definition of literacy. Okay, even they know how to use WhatsApp. Now there is not even a single person who is using WhatsApp. They will definitely know what is a Zoom, what is a Google Meet, what is a. Some people even know Microsoft Teams, Cisco's WebEx, and Lark, and so on with various softwares. This is called as a post-normal time. Like how WhatsApp cannot be avoided now, these cannot be avoided. So what are some of the changes which is like happening? And we see that a lot of businesses are going online, virtual platformization. We are going to look at that now. Okay. Now, when we look back in the last 150 years, 19th century and 20th century, this era was all about manufacturing, producing, and consuming more things. It could be these were the basic three things. Nalla note pannunga. The 20th century was all about manufacturing, like a lot of output from factories and lot of input for the consumer. Consumer, it is like people. Just think consumer, nothing but you and me. Okay. It was all the basic three things. What is that? Food, clothing, shelter. the basic unavu udai irupidam. These three were the basic thing which was like that. So for this, what was required was the machines, the material, the raw material, capital nothing but the finance, and the labor. Labor is nothing but the resources, the human beings. This is what the factory's output, tangible. Tangible are what you could touch and feel. Touch and feel, tangible. Like food you can touch and feel. A house you can touch and feel. A dress, shirt, t-shirt you could touch and feel. Okay. But the 21st century is all about manufacturing and consuming more knowledge. It has already started. It has already started. Now, who dictates our food, what we should eat, what we should not eat, what we should wear, what we should not wear, and what kind of, let's say, news should we hear? And நம்மளுடைய daily lifestyle இன்னைக்கு dictate பண்றது கிட்டத்தட்ட social media and the information. Whether a corona is actually a pandemic, whether it is not a pandemic, it is dictated by this data. How much? A city is declared a pandemic based upon the data. Even though the truth could be different, a city could not, city actually could be a pandemic, but if the data is not there, it is not a pandemic city. That is how it is. The 21st century is going, wherein the future is going to be producing, we human beings are going to produce and consume more knowledge. So what is it going to be? 20th century, if it was the era of machines, materials, money, and human labor workforce, the next century is going to be relationship. Who knows behavior? Who knows, who has the control of the data of human behavior? Who knows the data on the culture? Who knows the data on the gender? Who knows the data on the politics? Who knows the data on the religion? Who knows the data on the language? The human data, the structural data, unstructural data, and the strategic capital data. Okay, strategic capital, now there's investment like the FDIs. That is the reason you would see that all of a sudden, all the foreign companies are coming in investing in Indian market. Jio, Facebook invest பண்றது இதெல்லாம் ஏன் நடக்குது? ஏன்? Why is it not that they're going and investing in a transportation or a civil engineering or a, let's say in the food manufacturing and agriculture? No, because they all need is data. Because the 21st century, the companies or the government or the country which can control the data of India and China, they will be the superpowers in the future. And this is called as intangible, because this is, you cannot touch and feel it. Okay, this is an intangible capital. Capital, not money. Okay, so with this, so the future cannot be predicted. Like you would find like hundreds, various people talking like various things. It can only be like a soothsaying. Soothsaying na like ஒரு யூகிக்கிறது, ஒரு guesswork தான் இருக்கும். Past me, when the past was a future in the earlier past, it could not be predicted. We can only like map it. Okay, even now the future can only be mapped. We'll show you like how it is like happening now. நிறைய webinars attend பண்ணிருப்பீங்க, பேப்பர் படிக்கிறீங்க, you would have seen it in the TV. Lot of negativity news is going on, not just because of corona, even because before corona itself, a lot of this news was happening. I'll quickly run you through that. Okay, so this era we are talking about coexisting together for the first time in the human history. A human being working along with a humanoid or a robot, whether it could be a school or it could be a college or it could be in the industrial workplace. So how, and this is like increasingly coming up in the right side part, the robots is getting an increasing space in the marketplace. So let's talk about this. Job families in decline and on the rise. Okay, this is the World Economic Forum report. Idu na prepare pannadhu kediyadhu. The World Economic Forum, it is not just for one country, global prediction as to what are those job families, a group of jobs, similar kind of jobs. Okay, so what are those kind of jobs which is going to go away in the future? And in the last 5 years, என்ன change நடந்திருக்குன்னு predict பண்றாங்க first. அதுக்கப்புறமா they have predicted for the future. Okay, this is the growth rate of the past 5 years, 2015 to 2020. This is study from the World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum, World Economic Forum, IMF, International Monetary Fund, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, UNICEF for Child and Education, UNESCO. இதெல்லாம் சேர்ந்து தான் வந்து global ஒரு 5-6 organizations what they predict by country, by geography, by industry, by every branch of study they will be predicting it. Okay, now when you look at it, note the key slides. Last 5 years, some jobs have had a negative growth. Negative growth na enna artham? If there had been a 10 lakh job, it has become like 8 lakh job, or even a 2 lakh job. Something like office and administration. Note pannunga, which means this is the typical and the banking or the telecaller, telemarketing. All these jobs has been taken up by robots. in the form of a software or in the form of a combination of hardware and software. You have something called as robotic process automation. That's a separate webinar. But that is something, know that when was the last time you called up a Vodafone or a Geo customer care or your bank or your, let's say, an HP's laptop or an iPhone, and you spoke to a human being in the very first pickup of your mobile? It was always an IVR, integrated voice response. Though somebody was having it now, any toll-free number you call, only the robo will answer first, which is basically software. After some or most of the queries, if you're not satisfied, only then the last one will be transferred to a man who is taking on it. So in the major job loss, okay, and then manufacturing and production, or 100 people work on the machine on the take over. Even the people, the fields like arts, design, sports, media, it has been like taken. 2 umpires were there. Now the 3rd umpire is there. Even when you watch a cricket, and this 3rd umpire will never go wrong. It cannot go wrong because it is a data analytics and a software, high precision cameras, which is like getting. Even when there is a no ball or a run out, like 30-year experienced umpire can go wrong, but one day experienced camera and a data analytics software cannot go wrong. That is the power of AI. Okay, and the installation and the maintenance, construction. Machines are coming in. Okay, but at the same time, last 5 years, which are those fields where the jobs has been increased? If you look at it, sales, business, management, in the related, adikaprama computer and mathematical. Please note, in the computer and mathematical, it is not directly related to computer science engineering or a BSc computer science or an MCA or a BSc mathematics or a BSc statistics. No, it is in general. You can be from any field, civil engineer, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, medical engineer. You can even be a doctor, MBBS doctor. You, without knowing a computer, how to operate it in your respective field, it cannot be ruled out. Okay. Even if you're a doctor, if at present time, a doctor who knows to operate the latest CT scan and MRI scans, he will be the most preferred doctor in the multi-specialty hospital. That is the truth. And please note, the most biggest jump in the jobs has occurred in the architecture and engineering. In the engineering field, within the engineering, the highest the circuit branches. Circuit branches, the base, the parent is the EEE, electrical, electronics, the pyramid shape. Jobs in the electrical base bottom, and then the electronics, and then the CS, IT, because the core is electrical. Circuit branches to EEE, EC, IT, CS. These are called the circuit branches in engineering field. Okay, so the base is EEE. Because CS and IT is nothing but an application of a EEE and an ECE branches. CS and IT alone will not help you in the absence of a knowledge of EEE and an ECE. This is something which every student should understand and know it like very clearly. Now going ahead. So this AI is likely to take over most of these routine jobs in the future as well. Okay. Unlike in the past, automation particular sector affected. Only one particular sector was affected, but now in the future, every job that you come across, like medical, engineering, agriculture, a teacher, paramedic, or civil servants, everything will be like affected. You can see the probability percentage predicted by the economist source. This is the future of employment. Okay, this is the probability. 0.003 means 3%. Please note, the most safest jobs something who are like more of human touch. Okay. Like the trainers, the dentists, therapists, counselors, teachers, professors. These all, I'll be talking about this in detail in the 3rd part of the presentation. Telemarketers, the bottom look from the bottom, telemarketers, accountants, retail salespeople, technical writers, all these are like 0.99 means 99% this job will be automated. It doesn't mean that one job, it is not 0.1%. Please doesn't mean. It is like 99% of a telemarketing job will be automated. And this is like, we are seeing it every day. We are seeing that companies are laying off people and then automating with an AI software or an hardware or a combination of it. Okay. So, but people would have like a bit frightened or is it like then how does the future look like? But just please don't lose fight, because it is a glorious period which human beings are going to live in the 21st century. Is this? Do you think that is a threat on job something new? Do you think that this first time job threat or second question is job threat was there in the past also, but then not so much like as we are seeing it. No, It is, I'll prove you with the data and the numbers. Okay, just go back 100 years, to be precise, 125 years. This is the picture of a 1904. This is the Ford assembly car, assembly line manufacturing. Ford was Michael Ford was the founder of the Ford company. He was the one, sorry, Henry Ford. Henry Ford was the founder of the Ford company who came up with this concept called assembly line. Assembly line வேற ஒண்ணும் கிடையாது. Before 1904, somebody had to manufacture a car or எது வேணா எடுத்துக்கங்க. Let's say any machine or a tractor or anything. 100 people together used to manufacture like one car at one time. He reimagined the factory line concept, assembly line, wherein Ford said that he compartmentalized, specialized different. You manufacture wheel, you manufacture steering, you manufacture nuts and bolts, you manufacture seats, you focus on the engines. Adukappuram they all like individually and then you assembled it. In the assembly line manufacturing was the greatest innovation, which is not just followed in a car, it got replicated in every automobile, even the food production. Coca-Cola Pepsi bottle முதல்ல கூட நீங்க டிவி வீடியோல பாத்திருப்பீங்க. ஒரு machine வரும், வரிசையா 100 thousands of bottles will be coming up. One will fill the water, other will put the syrup, the Coca-Cola syrup, then we'll put a cap, and then they'll put it in the carton, and then they'll pack it, and then they'll send. That is assembly line. Okay. If 120 years back, when there were like 10 million horse carriages, this was the kudura vandi, maatu vandi and so on. This was our mode of transport. With the invention of a car, just this 10 lakh people worldwide, they lost their job. But now just think how many more people got the job as the drivers. It is not true that this driver of a horse carriage, was he reskilled to become a car driver? Yes, because that was easier. But in the current generation, an accountant can be reskilled to use a tally software as it has happened. But not everybody, every job can be reskilled to do to operate a computer or to operate a machine. That is the problem. Okay. So if next one, another example you take it, you all know his ATMs. Sir, in the ATM, it like a very old ATM when it was in the 1980s at the time. Okay. So this is the number of statistics for US. Okay. So when you look at like for the 25 years of time, because of the introduction of ATM, just look at what a branch. You can see it in the SBI State Bank or a Canara Bank, HDFC, ICICI Bank in India also. Go and ask your father. Because students majority the professors will know this. Okay, when 20 years back when you were used to go to ATM, when you visit a branch, there were like 10 different clerks who used to sit in a row. 10 clerks இருப்பாங்க, ரெண்டு பேர் வந்து செக் கொடுக்குறீங்கன்னா ஒருத்தவங்க போய் இந்த கவுண்டர்ல வாங்கி அந்த கவுண்டர்ல கொடுப்பாங்க, அப்புறம் உள்ள மேனேஜர்கிட்ட போய் சைன் வாங்கிட்டு வருவாங்க, அப்புறம் டெபாசிட் பண்ணுவாங்க. இதுதான் டைம் எடுக்கும். So one ATM came, the number of clerks in a particular branch went down from 20 to 30. The people say, oh, every branch there is a layoff. Okay, but in reality what happened was, because of this ATM, in the same period number of branches went up by 43%. So in India over 100 branches irukna, 100 bank branches irukna, in the 25 years later it became like 143 branches. 143 branches. Now each and every branch, the number of clerks would have gone down from 20 to 13. But then just think, every branch will have a branch manager, a salespeople, an accountant, an auditor. So the total job creation is much more, because this is the power of technology. So whenever any new technology comes in, be it in banking, be it in let's say an IT, or be it in automobile, it will also happen in agriculture. Enga oor example na solren. 50 years back, enga oornudiya cultivated field was 100 acres. 1000 people used it to work. 1 acre, 10 people used it to work. Tractor vandadukku apparama entire ஒரு 1500 acres is getting cultivated now. 1500 acres is cultivated now, which means the food production is going up. Okay, so then overall employment is also going up. This is what will happen in each and every field because of this technology. Now this machine is also tractor is also a machine. It is also the technology. Okay. Next, so in the past, every tech revolution led to creation of more jobs. So why should we be worried now with these concepts called artificial intelligence or the related one? First thing, please understand, artificial intelligence don't அதை வந்து ரொம்ப narrow down பண்ணி சார் அப்படின்னா ரோபோ மட்டும் தானே. No, it is not. Please always relate this technological revolution not just with artificial intelligence. It is a revolution of technology. Like a tractor is a technology, a car is a technology, A steam engine is a technology, oil is a technology, electricity is a technology. All these are technologies. Okay. So the time machines are self-operating and managing, unlike in the past, which required to operate them. Past in the every machine, for example, if a tractor was there, it required a driver. It required a driver. If an ATM is there, it required two securities and two shifts, right? And it required somebody to come and load cash. யாராவது ஒருத்தவங்க வந்து cash load பண்ணுவாங்க. But future machines எப்படி இருக்கும்னா, it will be self-operating and managing. So this is where a lot of people cannot be reskilled directly. Okay, like the drones, do you think somebody is sitting and operating a drone? No, they just program it once and then it will follow it. So drones and tractors or cars, you make a difference, which is what is happening now in the world. Okay, now this is something the World Economics Forum Future of Jobs report. Okay, and in the you can see this over a human logo. You can see this human being logo. Each of this is equal to 2 lakh jobs, 200,000 jobs. Please read this. At the bottom of the slide, the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. In the ஒரு ஆள் வந்து it is equal to 2 lakh jobs. Okay. So in the, for example, UK ல 1.5 ஆள் இருக்கிறாங்கன்னா, it is 1.5 into 2, which is like 3 lakh jobs. It is 3 lakh jobs. So globally, they have predicted for each and every country, sometimes a region, how many jobs is going to be lost, displaced, either jobs lost or jobs have to be like reskilled or taken over by machines. Okay, how many jobs are getting lost and how many jobs are going to be getting created? Now, which side is more? Which side do you see more? Jobs getting lost due to automation, digitization, artificial intelligence, robots, drones, all this. இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த அளவுக்கு ஜாப்ஸ் போகும். ஆமா, Asia, where is India? India is here. Asia, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, India, China, Sri Lanka, இதெல்லாம் இங்க இருக்கும். ஓகே, சோ இதுல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட 80 lakh jobs Asian countries la போகும். Southeast Asian countries la மட்டும் 80 lakh jobs போகும். But just look at how many more jobs are getting created in the top right. Okay, so this is what the potential the technology will bring to us. So almost every region that you can see, the jobs getting created will be more than the jobs getting lost. But you should know, you should try to be in a place how you should study, what certification, what course, which company, which job role you would be going, should be something which should go into the right hand side, not on the left hand side. Okay, இதுதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Even for the people who are already working, this is why I take this webinar in very in detail for the college and for the people who are working, because many people who are currently working on the left hand side jobs, which are going to be displaced within 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So they need to be properly planned. Okay, so this is the hope and the belief, and this is the truth. Okay, and this is a study done in the US for the last 25 years of time. US got a golden period. US superpower, which is like slowly coming down, right? We see a Chinese supreme power rising, and India potentially challenge that we could be the next superpower. So in the US, in the golden superpower in technology, the study Kaufman is a very famous study, which is what even Obama, the Trump quotes it very regularly. In the 1980 to 2005, கிட்டத்தட்ட majority of the job creation எங்க நடந்தது அப்படின்னா, in those companies which were startups, which is less than 5 years old, not like very old companies like IBM or an HP or a Microsoft. Microsoft is a part of this, because Microsoft was just a 45-50 year old company. Okay, so in the companies during that time, Microsoft is part of this study. Okay, so and Google was a part of this study, Apple is a part of this study, so on, like various, Amazon is a part of this study. Okay, so in the 25 years the US country create an அதிகமான jobs nu பாத்தீங்கன்னா majority it was in the startup. Do you see that again happening in India now? India is in the position where US was in the 1980 to 1985. 2015 to 2020 of India is equivalent to 1980 to 1985 of the US, which means the current generation of the students has got the biggest potential. You see a lot of startups coming up in India, right? In the last 5 years, we are at a turning point. Chinese, you see it, right? Chinese ruling in the world. Chinese is already like 15 years ahead of us. They started way back in 2000 itself. Another, you see this Alibaba, you see this TikTok. What are PM banned? There's 50 apps banned. அதெல்லாமே அதுல ஒரு 5-10 years வந்துருச்சுங்களா. Now the trend is, so even if it is late, now it is started in India. Okay, so this applies practically to all the countries in the world. Why US is fighting a war with China is they are afraid China is going to be super. And why in the sudden and the geopolitical war na China நம்ம India attack சும்மா காரணம் இல்லாம, it is all because of the data, social media data, and how to control it. Okay, so it is the next, this is the era of digital colonization. So what does it mean for us? These three things are going to be very much important for the current generation of the students. Entrepreneurial, self-employed opportunities will drastically increase. The nature of jobs will change. Anything repetitive, anything that can be automated will be automated. Reskilling based upon your natural talent, intelligence, and knowing the AI softwares is the game changer for the future. Okay. So this too is what the reskilling needs. If in the முதல் ரெண்டு, the first one is more for those students who want to become an entrepreneurs. You are seeing a lot of entrepreneurial companies coming up in India in the last 5 to 10 years of time in every field. Okay. The second is for the typical people who are already in the job, who are already working in the industry. The second category will apply. Third is something which is goes apply for all the three categories, especially for the students, even for those who are already working in industry, even for those who are entrepreneurs. Reskilling is important. Reskilling should be based on two things. நீங்க reskilling ரெண்டு விஷயத்துல பண்ணணும். ஒன்னு technical or the cognitive. Cognitive னா உங்களுடைய IQ related skills. Second உங்களுடைய human and the judgment skills. This is your AI related. This is your natural intelligence related. These are the two skills which is required for the future of the school. So with this, I go into the second part of the presentation. Just give me a second. I quickly check the time. So it is like 11:10. I'll try to rush through it. There will be like one or two exercises which I'll be doing it now. This is more on your natural intelligence. Now, the theory adina ungalku konjam boring ah irukum. I want the students to switch on the video for 5 minutes at least. Don't worry, you can be sitting in a kitchen or in terrace lo ukandirukkalam. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't bother because all of us are at home. Be comfortable. Just enable your video and follow the instructions which I give you because I want you to do this exercise. Okay. Can you all see me? Students, enable your video. I want to see the students' videos so that I can direct or correct them if they are like doing something wrong. Students, I can't see any students' video. Video mode enable pannunga. You don't have to enable the audio. Just enable the video alone. That's more than enough. Because if I tell you, you won't understand. Rather, if you try to do it, you will find, oh, why is it so difficult for me? Okay. I can see few people like Sai, Govilkar, Sayali Patel came and then I think the video went off. Yeah, I want few more people video so that I can guide them. Okay. So please listen to my instructions. Raise both your hands up and rotate it in the clockwise direction. உங்க ரெண்டு கையும் மேல தூக்கி இப்ப நான் பண்றேன் பாருங்க, clockwise direction parallelly rotated. Can students do it? Dhanush, Sai, your video is there, but I don't know whether the network is slow. I can't see your actions. Any you need to give or at least give it in the feedback in the chat box. Okay, you're able to do it. Rotate both your hands together. Raise your hands up and then rotate it in the clockwise direction. And assuming you are sitting in a chair, just sit back. பின்னாடி சாஞ்சிக்கணும் உங்க சேர்ல. சாஞ்சிட்டு உங்க காலை தரையில இருந்து கொஞ்சம் மேல தூக்கி ரெண்டு காலையுமே அதே மாதிரி clockwise direction rotate பண்ணுங்க. So ரெண்டு கையும் I cannot do it because you cannot see my full view since I'm sitting in the room. Raise, rotate both your legs also in the clockwise direction. பண்ண முடியுதா? Can students do it? I need response because sir ரெண்டு கையை rotate திருப்பி போயிருங்க. That's okay. Dhanush, Bhavani, Sudarshan, yes sir, I am able to do it. Did good, yes sir. பண்ண முடியுதா? Preeti, Mitran, Guna. Very good, great, super. students. Okay. Okay, good. Wait. Okay. Now hold on. Stop. Now the second challenge. Second challenge. Now I'll reduce the problem for you. I'll reduce the problem for you. Let's see how many students do it. And if any student is able to do it, I'll get to see it and you show for me and show it to me. Okay. Now use only your right hand. Use only your right leg. Left and left leg rest la vechirunga. Edu use பண்ணாதீங்க. Right hand up anti-clockwise rotate பண்ணுங்க. I repeat in English. Now don't use both the hands, both the legs. Use only one side. One side. Either use, let's say, use only your right hand and use only your right leg. Okay. Rotate your right hand in the clockwise direction and rotate your right leg in the anti-clockwise direction, opposite direction. Can anybody do it? Quickly, you need to do it now. Please switch on the video and show it to me. Not just to me, for all the other students, because they will be like looking at you like an Einstein. Sharmila, yes sir, if you are able to do it, ma'am, please switch on the video so that other students can see it. It is now that it is some students will be able to do it. Anybody able to do it? You should not use the right hand and left leg or left hand and right leg, not the opposite hand and leg. Only the same side of the body, either right hand right leg or left hand and left leg, but rotating in opposite direction. Can you do it? I need reply in the chat. If you audio and enable பண்ணிக்கங்க. Just for a minute you can enable audio and tell me what problem you are facing. Quickly for a minute. You can unmute if you want. I need response from the students so that I know like the feedback, whether it is you're able to do or Bhavani says done sir. Bhavani, can you please show it, ma? Shiva Prakash says no sir. I don't like DEDSEC போட்டிருக்கீங்க. No sir. Brinda Krishna Kumar says done sir. Abhishek says done sir. Sindhil says no sir. Abhishek or Brinda, who is able to do it, can you please உங்க வீடியோ enable பண்றீங்களா? Or நீங்க ஆடியோ பண்ணி நீங்க காமிக்கிறீங்களா? உங்க ரைட் ஹேண்ட் clockwise-ல, உங்க ரைட் லெக் ஆன்டி clockwise, opposite direction, parallelly. ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சுத்திட்டு அதுக்கு அப்புறமா லைட் சுத்த கூடாது. Simultaneously you should do this. Sendil Nathan says no. Parandavan says no. Preeti says no. Surya says I tried, fell from chair and broke my spine. ஐயோ பாத்துமா, நீங்க வெபினார் பண்ணி என்னைய வந்து கோர்ட்ல தள்ளி விட்டுருவீங்க போல இருக்கு, போலீஸ்ல புடிச்சு கொடுத்துருவீங்க போல இருக்கு. Surya, Satish says no. So now majority are saying no. Why is it a problem? See, the first time I asked you to use both your hands and both your legs, you were able to do it. When I asked you to use only the one side, I reduced the problem, but still you cannot do it. What is the problem? See, this is the fundamental natural way our brain controls our body. Okay, I'll explain you the concept. But before this, I want to tell you, like, our brain has got two parts. One is the left brain, right brain. Being confused, when I show a left brain for you, when you look at a video, it will be like on the right side. Don't get confused. Okay, you have left and right brain. Okay, the right side of the body is controlled by left brain. Left part of the body is controlled by the right brain. Okay, and left brain is more analytical in nature. It will control the movements. My right brain, mine it is even for you also. Our right brain will control the directions, imagination. Okay, which means that at any point of time, for every human being, at any point of time, only one part of the brain will be working. Only one part of the brain. Sir, ayyo, lifelong வந்து நான் பாதி மூளையை வச்சு தான் வேலை பார்த்திருக்கேனா? Exactly. We all have been using only half of our brain whenever it has been like working. Okay, it is very rarely people will be a talent and expert in using both the brains simultaneously. Example, all of you have watched the movie Three Idiots. Tamil la vandu Nanbanra movie vandhudu. Adula the virus character, like in Hindi it was the woman Irani, and the main hero who was the Amir Khan, and in Tamil it was the Vijay, and the Satyaraj was the professor. You would have seen that when he writes on the blackboard, he will write with both hands. When writing with both hands, same thing. Like if he is writing A B C D with both left and right, it is not a great thing. Okay, but if you have to write A B C D with the right hand and writing 1 2 3 with the left hand, you need to be a equally talented brainer. Yeah, equally talented brainer. So this is like very critical. It is like very gifted people will have it. Now, how is this applicable for an engineering graduates? In engineering graduates, is primarily what you study in school and college is to be a left brainer. They teach you like engineering, the maths and the science of it. Okay. However, what is also additionally required is your creativity and imagination of a right brainer. These are the people who are entrepreneurs, who go and create products, who go and create designs, who go and invent things. Very few people are talented in this on the both the brains. Okay, I'll try to give you one or two more exercises whom you will be able to do it. Okay, typically in this brain exercise I gave you, right, who are very good in drama, like for example, the sports, or in some of the like the Bharatanatyam, they would be able to do it very easily, because that is something you will be able to, your left and right brain will be working parallelly when you do these activities like sports and little bit of training. Sports and Bharatanatyam people, they will be able to do this very easily. But the people who are not at all into sports, they will find it very difficult. At the same time, who you are, whether you're a left brainer or a right brainer, also will vary. Okay, I'll first explain you this concept of what is this left brain and right brain, what is the unique talent of each of this, and then we will go ahead so that you will understand this meaningfully. This is in another color. This is an exercise wherein there is a different names, letters you see it here, right? You should tell the color, not the word. You can just go ahead and read it. Students, please unmute and tell it. இப்போ நீங்க மியூட் பண்ணாதீங்க, unmute பண்ணி நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. I want to hear the speed of your voice. Please unmute. I want to hear at least the voice. I don't know if the admin has muted the students. If so, I request the admin or the host to let the students unmute only for a minute. Yeah, students, please read it. Like for example, this is green. The first is green. You should tell the color, not the word. Green, red, blue. You should not read it as yellow, blue, orange. Okay. Any student able to read it? Yeah,
Green,
yeah,
red,
go ahead. All the
blue,
students, go
yellow.
ahead. All the students simultaneously.
Green, red, blue, yellow, blue, black, red, blue, green, black, red, yellow, green, blue, black, blue, red, green.
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. Any other student want to go? I want any student who is very good in arts, crafts, creativity. I want that student to give it a try, please. Please go ahead. Any student there who is very good in arts, crafts, creativity, designing. Any student? No one in this group. Yeah, please go ahead and just tell. Yeah.
Green, red, blue, yellow, blue, black, red, blue, green, black, red, yellow, green, blue.
Great. Thank you, thanks a lot. Who was it? Which student? Okay, great, man. Very good. Now I want to ask the student to type it in the chat. Who spoke fast? Whether the first student or the second student? Whose rate of speech was fast? I think some people have typed in the chat box there. Okay, easily doubt. Sele per first, sele per second student irukringa. Okay, anyways. So okay, I'll give you it. Okay. Surya's speech was faster. Some say second, the girl who spoke was faster. Okay, fine. This you need to you do it on your own. You will get to know it, because I did not measure a stopwatch. I felt that second speech was faster. The people who are left brainer, they will give more attention to read the word. People who are right brainer, they will read faster. People who are right brainer, they will read faster the words, because they see colors, they don't see words. People who are left brainer, they see words, they don't see colors. This is how generally our human being perceive and talents. Okay. Now I'll give you like another one simple exercise. Okay. I am going to show you one image. Okay. Now all of the students can mute your audio and video. If you want, if you can keep the video enabled, that's fine. I'll be showing one video. I'll give you only 5 seconds. Okay. Within 5 seconds, each one of you should tell me what color do you see in the screen. Type it in the chat box. Ready? Clear? Now இப்போ ஒரு இமேஜ் காமிப்பேன், 5 seconds தான் காமிப்பேன். அந்த பார்த்த உடனே is my screen visible now? Okay.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be sharing a screen. I'll show it only for 5 seconds. The moment you see it, don't think twice, thrice. ரெண்டு மூணு முறை யோசிக்காதீங்க. Whatever you see the color, immediately type it in the chat box what color you see. All ready? பண்ணலாமா? ரெடியா? எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் இருக்கணுமா, இல்லன்னா நான் தூங்கிடுவேன். நீங்க தூங்குறீங்க என் செஷன்ல நானே தூங்கிடுவேன். எப்படி இந்த சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, தூக்கத்துல சார் தூக்கத்துல நடக்கிற வியாதின்ற மாதிரி எனக்கு வந்து தூக்கத்துல வந்து தூக்கத்துல எனக்கு இந்த வெபினாரே எடுக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். வெபினார் டைம்ல நான் தூங்கிடுவேன். ஓகே, சோ ஐ கெட் சம் ரெடின்னு போட்டுருக்கீங்க. ஓகே, ஐ அம் ஷோயிங். ரெண்டு மூணு முறை யோசிக்காதீங்க, என்ன தெரியுதோ டக்குன்னு உடனே சொல்லுங்க. ஓகே, so tell me what color do you see in this dress? Right hand side. What color are you seeing in this dress? 3 seconds. 4 5 done. முடிஞ்சிச்சு. Chat box la போடுங்க. In the video, it has been a Google sensation in the last 5 years of time. 2.5 billion people Google estimated. கிட்டத்தட்ட உலகத்துல இருக்கிற யாரெல்லாம் நெட்டோ ஏதோ ஒன் டைமா யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா எல்லாருமே இந்த போட்டோ பார்த்திருக்காங்க. நிறைய பேர் வாட்ஸ்அப் ஸ்டேட்டஸ்ல போட்டிருப்பாங்க. சோ இது புதுசு கிடையாது. But I am trying to relate this with your natural intelligence. Okay, I am going to answers chat box. என்னெல்லாம் போட்டிருக்காங்க? Black, blue, red, white, brown, white, gold, green and white, blue and black, black and blue, gold and white, blue, black, white, gold and yellow and white, green, blue. Okay, so நிறைய answers வருதா? We can categorize in two groups. One is white, gold, yellow in the group. Second group is blue, black, little bit of green or brown. Some will have like mix of these also, right? இந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டு மேஜர் குரூப் அண்ட் சிலது வந்து மிக்ஸ்டாவும் இருக்கு. சிலது வந்து ஒயிட் அண்ட் பிரவுன் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா? Now first நான் உண்மையை சொல்லிடுறேன். I was not cheating. I did not show two different photos because this is a Google Meet. I could not show two different photos for different people. Now why is each one of you giving different answer when I showed one single photo? Why is your brain telling you, why is your eye to brain giving you different answers for one single? This is the truth of natural intelligence. Each one of us is gifted and talented in a particular manner. When I told you to do this exercise, when I told you to do the physical exercise, when I told you to show that word, each one was different. I gave you 3 different examples, 3 senses, 3 examples. 5 senses we have got. I cannot give you exercise through virtually for smell and touch and feel because we cannot do it. Classroom I can do it and show it to you that how each human being is different and unique. I showed you 3 examples. One is a visual brain test. Second is a human body, hands and eye coordination, the entire human body and your brain coordination. And second is your mouth to the brain coordination and reading at the words. So everybody will have different answers, right? I'll explain it to you now. Okay. Now, typically the people who are the left brainers, who are like very strong in left, they will see this dress as a white, gold, yellow shade. The people who are typically the right brainers, they will see the dress as more as a blue and a black, a little bit of brown color. Okay, this is an example. Okay, now only with the advent of this computer and this artificial intelligence and the computer graphics advancement, historically this is how always the human beings were. But now the computer is able to predict and tell you like what is going the human brain. It is bringing that out. Okay, I'll show you what is missing. The left hand side is the dress, which is an actual dress. Now it is graphically altered to show this B and C images, which is what the examples which you gave it to me, right? So this is what example. If you are left brain, you are more likely to see the dresses in the white and gold. Okay. If you are a right brained person, you are more likely to see this as in black and a blue or a shade of it. Now, what is this left and the right brain, and what are the qualities of this? I'll tell it to you now. Okay. This slide, it talks about left brain wisdom. First, focus on the left side of the presentation. In the left side, our left brain controls the right side. Left brain is something which controls your number, your maths, your science, your reading, your writing, your spoken, your logical reasoning, your objectivity, your left brain control. Okay, left brain is responsible for this. Your right brain is responsible for your complete of your creativity, your imagination, your problem solving skills, your emotions, your face recognition, arts, music, shapes, directions. Okay, the right brain. The people who are like great sports person, the musicians, artists, entrepreneurs, they go into the right brain. Left brain, the great mathematicians, the scientists, the doctors, the engineers, typical engineers, they'll go into this left brain people. Now, globally and more importantly, in India, our entire education system of school and college is heavily left brain oriented. அதனாலதான் நம்ம அதிகமா நம்ம மேக்ஸ் சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்களா, நம்ம லாங்குவேஜ் சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்களா? What did you study for all the 12 years in school? You studied only this, right? Number, maths, science, language, English, Tamil or Hindi. What did any school teach you any of this? No, only one sports period per week or two sports period per week or one arts period per week, that too only 9th standard or 8th standard. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒண்ணுமே இருக்காது. Did any school teach you like emotional or spiritual intelligence or emotional thinking or a design thinking? Does even college teachers say no? So this is something which is what highly required. So which means that to be a successful person in the next era in the career age, we need to be equally left brain and as well as right brain. Either of education system, even if you are an engineer, you need this, but you also additionally need this. Okay, for example, if you have to create a WhatsApp, or WhatsApp create பண்றதுக்கு you need to do the programming and the UI UX design பண்றதுக்கு screen, for designing that screen you need the left brain talent. Okay, but to think and visualize, to imagine that how a WhatsApp should look like, how a simple UI should look like, whether it will be like emotionally felt with the people as a need, people need only a right brainer can think. Okay, so that is the reason right brainer even in the past, even in the future, when you go back and recollect anybody who has lived in this world before 100 years, before 500 years, before 1000 years, before 5000 years, it will be only those people who are right brainers, or they will be those who are equally talented in left brain and the right brainers. Okay, people who are entrepreneurs, people who are inventors, either they're equally talented or they will be right brainers. Okay, see, the success of left brainers is very less unless they improve the right brain. Okay, but the failure of right brainers is very less. Cricket la kuda paakalam, right hand batsman da majority irupanga. Ipo nama right la eluduvom, right la saapiduvom, right la nama nariya veligal pannuvom. Saapidradhu okay, the female is okay, it is like food, it is like equal to a god, it is like Saraswati, it is like Padippu, we should not like right in the left hand, that's different. But in general, for anything else other than food and writing also, we use many things as right handers because we are left brain dominated human civilization. Okay, we do not teach right brain exercises at all in our education. Okay, and this trend is changing in the future. Lot of this UGC, AICTE, lot of these deemed universities are going ahead with a lot of these right brain subjects like problem solving, design thinking, creativity, entrepreneurship, soft skills. This is a part of the right brain activity. Okay, on the right hand side, this is some of the typical character features of left brain and right brain. You can do a self check. Okay, left brain is controlled for the verbal, non-verbal. If, for example, just for an example, don't take me wrong. Okay, if I scold somebody, is stupid. Okay, if I say hey stupid, that person might take very. If he is the left brain, he will take it very serious. Even if he say normal like hey stupid. Okay, but if I say like hey stupid, showing actions, a right brainer will take that very seriously. But the right brainer will not take the first expression very seriously because he gives more importance to the non-verbal. Okay, so this is just one example. I cannot explain each and everything in detail, but this is given it to you for an examples here. Okay, so there are like other few activities. Now this is for your self-check. You can evaluate on your own whether how much you are left and right brain. At the same time, don't think that any one single test can tell you whether you are a left brain or a right brain. It all depends upon your education, your schooling, your family, your siblings, your hobbies, your talent. Idella sendudha. Some 2-3 tests visually you could be a right brainer, but motor physically you could be a left brainer. There are possibilities. Okay, so now a left brainer typically like to read sitting up, உட்கார்ந்து படிப்பாங்க. Right brainer, they usually read lying down, படுத்துக்கிட்டு தான் படிப்பாங்க, புக் வச்சு படிக்கிறாங்களா தூங்குறாங்களான்னு தெரியாது. Okay, left brainer, they're very planned, organized, systematic, structured. Right brainer, they are more impulsive, emotional. தோணுதுனா பண்ணுவாங்க, suddenly they feel, they do, suddenly they don't like, they don't do it, they keep it. Suddenly they'll take the book, they'll keep the book only after finish reading it, but then they'll not open another book for the next 3 months of time. This is the typical right brainer. Left brainer are more they are good in maths, they are good in science. Right brainer are more good in creativity, arts, crafts, sports. Left brain again very good example. They are like dog lovers. Right brain they like cats. Okay. Left brain, for example, if you like to hear songs, if you are a person who remembers the lyrics, song with words, you are like left brain. Okay, if you don't remember the song's lyrics, but you remember the song's the music and the tone and the shruti, then it's a right brain. So next, so this is a pictorial description of your natural intelligence, whether it's a left talent intelligence or whether you are a right intelligence. Okay, this like they're playing chess, the science, maths, experiment, R&D. They are like very creative person, arts, crafts, okay. So which one are you? First is the students should know which one are you. Whichever is lacking, you should improve on it. Generally speaking, our Indian students are very good left brainers and very poor right brainers. Very few people are like equally talented. Like the original character of this Three Idiots movie, which is Amir Khan or the Tamil's Vijay, is basically Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat yaare? Our IITian, right? Is an engineer. So he was an engineer. At the same time, he is also a great artist. Like he could write, he could speak. This is something which is like required. Okay. Any Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, they all are equally talented. See, Bill Gates is not the success for Bill Gates or Steve Jobs is not because they are great in programming. It is because they are great in creative and imagination. In the ரெண்டு தான் நம்ம வந்து அதிகமா நீங்க வளர்க்கணும் ஃபியூச்சர்ல நீங்க பார்க்கும்போது வந்து. Okay. So I'll just do a quick time check. So we are like 11:30. We have got another half an hour of time. So now we'll go into this third part of our section, which talks about this artificial intelligence. Okay. So to summarize, just to summarize the previous one. Okay, I'll just quickly summarize this. What we need to do this is the more important is the current generation of students, even if you're let's say doing in engineering, especially those who are into the circuit branches. Please increase your creativity, imagination. It is all related to your projects, your internships, your industrial knowledge. இது வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மி இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் வந்து ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுக்குறாங்க. இந்த இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் நீங்க வந்து ரொம்ப அதிகமா எடுக்கணும். Don't ever go and buy projects for 5,000 and 10,000. This is what unfortunately many students are doing it. Why is it that not our Indians could not produce WhatsApp, could not produce an Insta, could not produce an TV? Do you think it is not like very so technical? அந்த அளவுக்கு காம்ப்ளெக்ஸான கிடையாது. இதே வாட்ஸ்அப், இதே இன்ஸ்டா, இதே ட்விட்டர், இதே கூகுள சுந்தர் பிச்சை அங்க போய் பண்றாரு. பட் இங்க ஏன் பண்ண மாட்டாங்கன்னா they are all like very good programmers. They are not very good imaginators. They are not good. They don't. Our education system has stopped imagination, has stopped creativity. That is the reason Indians, we have not produced Nobel laureates, we have not produced inventors, and there should be a reversal in this, and this will be forced to us in the future. Okay, and this is what the AI will do, because what the AI is going to do is AI will slowly take away each and every job of a which brain, left or right brain. I want the answer. With this, I'll go into the third part of the presentation. Who do you think is going to be the AI in the job எடுத்துக்கிறோம்? Left brain job or right brain job? Answers in the chat box. I want students. Right brain, left. Right brain. Right brain. Sir, I have another webinar, sir. Please share the feedback link. Some few students, I think they're asking another webinar. I think the webinar link would be shared probably only at the end. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it to the host or the organizers. If they want to share the feedback link, they can share it. If not, I think, or they'll anyway share the link to you later on. You can give the feedback after your second.
Sorry for the interruption.
Sure, sir.
Guys, please don't ask feedback in the link, feedback in the chat box. It will be posted at the end. Please don't disturb the class. The class is so interesting. Please don't disturb. Thanks a lot, sir.
Right. Thank you, sir. Okay. So there are like multiple responses, right? I'll clarify the question. My question was whether this AI, the machine, man versus machine, which part of the human intelligence will the machine take, left or right? So அதுதான் என்னோட கேள்வி. Okay. இப்ப நல்லா பாருங்க, அக்ரிகல்ச்சர்ல டிராக்டர் வந்தது. It took away job. Then the bank, let's say the ATMs came. Then for the telecaller, the software, robotic software came. Like everywhere you will find it. So in the future, auto, taxi, bus, drones. Like how people were having a bike or a car of their own, tomorrow each one will have a drones of their own. Let's say you want to travel from Adyar to Siriseri or Semencheri, I think where the St. Joseph's College is there, right? You wouldn't book a auto or you wouldn't go MTC bus. Rather, you would fill up an app, or you wouldn't have a mobile or an app. It will be like completely virtual. You think the app will display, and then you click it. A drone will come. Mondayo, Kondayo, college. It is but it is a reality. It will happen. Already we are seeing drones, right? And I'm telling you, like I'm seeing drones daily above my paddy fields. They are coming and playing disinfectants. They are coming and taking the cameras. They are monitoring the people movements. It is all like they don't get. It is how it is. So what is the artificial? Forget about AI. AI is just like one application of the machines, right? AI is one application of a circuit branch. Okay, first AI is not a core of computer science IT. It is one of the core application of EEE or an electrical and electronics. This is the core. Electrical and electronics mobile, LEDs, LCDs, and the devices, batteries, and all those things. Okay, so you should think as the core, because even brain, when we talk about, you see this like connections, neurons. Neurons is brain. All movements, it is sent by electrical signals. It is electrical signals. Speed or human body, natural intelligence is all about electrical signals. AI is all about electrical signals. Okay. Now the future is all going to be about left right brain. That people who are right brain talented alone will be sustainable, because machine will completely take over the left brain. I'll show you an example later on. Okay. Now few basics. As I said, for people who has not attended any webinar or any guest lectures, any learning on their own artificial intelligence, I'm really sorry, because AI எடுத்தாலே அது ரொம்ப டைம் எடுக்கும். I assume இந்த டைம் நிறைய AI webinars வந்திருக்குது. At least basics ஓரளவுக்கு உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். Simple 2 minutes நான் give you a background, and then I'll directly go into how you link it with the career. Okay. So AI is a simple definition of the Google. What they say is are 5 senses: seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, touching, feeling, and tasting. These 5 senses and the general physical skills being done by machines. Okay. So AI அப்படின்றது cognitive skills. அதாவது நம்மளோட IQ part நல்லா நோட் பண்ணுங்க. Tractor is also a machine. It also has got limited intelligence. It does என்ன பண்ணுது? மனுஷன் அந்த வேறு நாத்து நடுறது எடுக்கிறத tractor பண்ணுது. What is a rice mill did? You put a rice and then you had a grinder. The உரல் ஆட்டுறத grinder பண்றது. What is the mixie, washing machine, fridge? இதெல்லாமே இதுதான். Okay. AI க்கும் அப்ப so far all that machines which was there and the AI machine, what is the difference is, so far all these machines were taking the job of physical skills. Okay. But AI what is AI? AI is also taking the job of human beings thinking part. That is AI. The 5 senses and even the 6th sense of left brain. This is the all about AI. So, which means AI is based. Okay. Now, machines, the current machines is nothing but cognitive, cognition. The cognition the company it can mimic human activities by perceiving, seeing, inferring, by interpreting, gathering information, making assumption, hypothesis, and even reasoning, thinking, whether path A or path B. In the robot, you can line following robo, temperature sensing robo. This is the reasoning, perceiving, inferring, gathering information, making assumption, and then reasoning. Then it will decide whether to make a U-turn or a right turn or a left turn. This is what the machine is all about. So now the present generation of machines, it can learn, it can adapt, it can sense, it can experience the world by mimicking the humans' 5 senses in their own way. Engineering movie part 1 and part 2. That's reality. In the COVID time, almost every hospital, government hospital entrance, they are having a robo. For where it will dispense you the sanitizer, it will test your fever, temperature, and it will test your immediately give you the results. It is what is IVR, integrated voice response of tele. It is all like taking the 5 senses. If you shout angrily, no, I don't want to talk to you. அப்படின்ற கோவமா பேசுனீங்கன்னா I am sorry nu sollum. So who trains that? It is like it can understand your emotions also. Looking at the language, the word, and the pitch, the machines are trained. It is called as a machine learning. Okay. So next, upskilling and reskilling of people in the AI age. The top part of the slide, I have spoken about the 4 industrial revolutions. Again, I assume many people would have studied the industrial era 4.0. At present, we are in industrial era 4. Industrial era 4.0. Go back to your school days. You would have studied the first industrial revolution, 17th century, second industrial revolution, 18th, third industrial revolution, 19th century. First industrial revolution in the steam engine. Then the invent of coal came. Then the electricity came. 18th century, 19th century was the evolution of this electronics. So the current industrial revolution is called as 4.0, which started somewhere around 2000. Okay. Now it is growing at a very fast space. It would impact minimum another over 20 to 30 years, which means around 2050 varaikku impact irukkum. Okay. Ipa reskilling the people in the past 3 industrial revolutions, like in the era of farming for thousands of years, and then for the 200 years during the industrial revolution, with the advent of machines, was easier. Even with the second industrial revolution, it was like much easier. ஒரு நடுறவங்கள 10 பேர் இருந்தா ஒருத்தவங்கள தூக்கி டிராக்டர் ஓட்ட கத்து கொடுத்துடலாம். ஓகே, ஒரு குதிரை வண்டி ஓட்டுறவங்கள கார் ஓட்ட கத்து கொடுத்துடலாம். பட் fourth industrial revolution, this kind of reskilling is difficult. This is something which you should understand. And this fourth industrial revolution is coupled by previous industrial revolution. It was a singular technology, one technology affecting one particular sector. But fourth industrial revolution, one technology affecting multiple sectors, like robo affecting every other sector. Robo affecting every, it affects hospitals, it affects automobile, it affects schools, it affects retail, it affects every other sector, right? So this is something which is like, in this skill, upskilling is a bigger challenge. Okay, so that is the reason you are seeing these days. It is not just because of corona job loss, then it is because of money rotation. It is a financial, not of the technological. Okay, because suddenly everything is closed, nobody has money, so people have to cut down jobs. But even without corona, you would have seen that a lot of companies have been like cutting, especially IT companies. You know, right? IT, as much IT is known for recruiting like lakhs of people every year, they're also known for laying off 10,000 jobs every year, right? So why do IT also does it, or why does every company does it? Is because you see vanishing jobs. If a present, or let's say some, let's say there are 12 people now. You are seeing that 4 jobs are laid off. 4 jobs, 1/3 job is getting laid off. In the future, this will how it will be looking like. Out of 12 people, almost 11 or 10, 90% of people current இன்னைக்கு என்ன current பண்றாங்களோ அதனுடைய கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 65, 69, 70% of the jobs Indiaல with the next 10 to 20 years of time, they won't have job. But at the same time, different kind of jobs will be coming up. Okay, so the human skills, what is needed is this physical skill plus cognitive skill, because in the future of AI, a machine can do all these jobs, both physical and as well as mental, 100 times better than humans. For example, or calculator, people, let's say 10 into 40 into 30 into 2 square, you need some 5 minutes of time to solve it. Calc C will give it in a second's time. Okay, if I have to give a, let's say if I have to build a website, you have to go to a company, software company, go in the website and build it. They will put a 5 developer, they will put a 3 testers, they will put a UI UX. இதெல்லாம் பண்ணி ஒரு 1 month develop பண்ணி கொடுப்பாங்க. There are like softwares now wherein I only need to speak to the software for 5 minutes. I have to narrate to them what kind of website I need. It will show me some samples. I only need to speak. It will put it in the data, upload some of the videos, and then the website will be ready. It is just one example. It is how like each and everything you will write. IoT, Internet of Things, is another great area which is like coming up. You will see it, sensors, nano robots, the drones, the 3D printers. All this technology will come and merge together. So tomorrow, Xerox print எடுக்கிறவங்களுக்கு வேலை தேவைப்படாது, 3D printing பண்றவங்களுக்கு தான் வேலை இருக்கும். Okay, so you should know how to manufacture 3D printing machines. You should know how to operate 3D printing machines. So who will be those people? 3D printers. Somebody who is a great artist, who can imagine it and who knows a bit of programming language or who knows a bit of electrical electronics. He will be the required person in the future. Okay, so this is something, a disappearing jobs. If we currently பார்க்கறோம், the travel agent, red bus வந்துச்சு, Ola வந்துச்சு, all this has gone. Cashiers, I gave you example, librarian, post office. Present generation has not only gone to post office. Me, when I was in school, I used to go to post office. It has been 20 years I have been to post office at all. Nobody goes. Taxi drivers, umpires, bank tellers, call center jobs, textile workers. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 1000 பேர் பார்க்குற ஒரு வேலையை ஒரு மிஷின் வந்து பார்க்குது இல்லைங்களா? This is all the jobs. Now, when we look at the future, we can categorize every job into 4 categories. This is what you should look at. Even if you are somebody who are currently working, or even if you are somebody who are like third year, final year, appearing for a campus interview, preparing for it, you should know what kind of job you should apply for. Okay, even if you are in a campus place, you should know quickly move into some other job. Okay, we can categorize any job into 4 categories for the future. Okay, one is anything which is repetitive. ஏதாவது repetitive job na அது 5 years la it will be like automated. It will be taken over by AI. Any job which is routine, it will be automated in 10 years of time. Like for example, ஒரு truck driver, hematologist the blood test எடுக்குறவங்க already machines வந்துருச்சு. அதை டெஸ்ட் எடுக்க ரிசல்ட் இமீடியட்டா கொடுக்கிறது கூட மெஷின்ஸ் வந்துரும். லைக் சிடி ஸ்கேன் இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்கேன் மாதிரி அட்வான்ஸ் ஆகும். செக்யூரிட்டி கார்டு நீங்க பாக்குறோமா? செக்யூரிட்டி சிசிடிவி கேமரா வந்துருச்சு. இன்னைக்கு செக்யூரிட்டிஸ் கார்டு எல்லாம் போயிட்டாங்களா? இதெல்லாம் ஆல்ரெடி நடக்க ஆரம்பிச்சு. நம்ம நிறைய இடத்துல இது வந்து செக்யூரிட்டி கார்டு இந்த போலீஸுக்கு இந்த ஃபியூச்சர்ல வேற எல்லாம் போகும். ஓகே, சோ நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து 15 இயர்ஸ் என்ன ஆகும்னா ஆப்டிமைசிங்னா either to save time or to save money or to cut down the number of people. These kind of the jobs will be optimized in the next 15 years of time. Some of the sample jobs are shown here. So what are some of those jobs which are like safe, which can not be taken over by machines fully? Some of the jobs which are like economics, some of the jobs like entrepreneurs, economists, M&A experts, CEOs, CFOs, in the very jobs. Similarly, like either enna rendu criteria nalla note pannunga. Rendu criteria. First criteria is something like which is complex. Complex na machine ku complex kedadhu. Mental mathematical calculation is complex for human being, but idu vandu enna which makes use of both left brain and right brain, then that becomes complex for human for a robot. For example, ஒரு tractor இருந்தது. Tractor in itself is a very complex machine, but it cannot run on its own. It needs a driver to drive it, right? Okay, but a drone is not so complex. You understand it? So in இதுதான் நீங்க வந்து you should like differentiate it. Okay, a 3D printer cannot print on its own. It needs somebody to give it input and design input பண்றதுக்கு it still need a human being, because all said and done, a robot cannot do a drawing. It cannot write a poem. It cannot go and play. I'll tell you the next slide what are other examples. Okay, second thing is this creativity, like the columnist, the scientist, the artist. இதெல்லாம் வந்து கண்டிப்பா சேஃப். ஓகே, இது எப்படி நம்ம இது பண்ணலாம்னா ரெண்டு பாராமீட்டர்ல we can like categorize it. Okay, so you assume a 4 quadrants like this. You have like x-axis, y-axis. Okay, on the x-axis you take creativity. Any job which requires very high creativity, imagination on the positive side. On the negative side, you take any job which does not require any creativity, only basic learning. For example, accounts எழுதுறாங்க, assembly line work பண்றாங்க, ஒரே இதை வந்து திருப்பி பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா அதெல்லாம் creativity தேவை. Once நீங்க train பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா it can like do it, right? And the y-axis you take 2 things. One is emotion. Whether does it require emotion involved or not, or whether does it require emotion or not at all. Okay, you categorize in this 4, then we can categorize like this. Each there will be like 4 categories. Okay, on the left hand side bottom here you see these are the jobs which completely the AI will take care. Okay, and the left hand side top, these are the jobs where the compassion, that emotion, that empathy, human sympathy is needed, wherein human being will control, AI will be at the behind. Okay, on the right hand side, this is something human. These are the jobs which the human beings will fully control. These are the safest jobs of the future. So the right top, high creativity, high compassion. Okay, left to bottom, low creativity, no compassion. Okay, on the right hand side bottom, it is something wherein it will be a 50% equal AI and 50% human intervention will be required, because compassion is not needed, but these are like very highly creative jobs. I'll give you a few examples so that you understand this better. Okay, so right top la parunga, social worker, the entrepreneur, the CEOs, the founders, M&A expert. These are all something which you need to high creativity, high compassion, best of the jobs. Left hand side la parunga, high compassion, the human involvement needed, but AI will assist us. AI software நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணுவோம். Like caretaker, companion, the teachers, the professors, counselors, the mentors, tutors, இவங்கெல்லாம் இருப்பாங்க. பாட்டம்ல இது எல்லாமே இந்த லெஃப்ட் பாட்டம் கம்ப்ளீட் ரோபோ வில் டேக் கேர். கஸ்டமர் சப்போர்ட், டெலிசைன், செக்யூரிட்டி கார்டு இதெல்லாம் எக்கச்சக்கமா இருக்கு. எவ்ரி இண்டஸ்ட்ரி கொடுக்க முடியாது, நிறைய இருக்குது. Maybe if you think me, I can share it for each and every industry later on. On the right hand side, these are some of the slightly safest jobs wherein robo will be there, but we will drive it like tractor. Major tractor, but driver in the right hand side bottom. Okay. So we see this increasingly. What is happening is this platformization economy. You know all these names, right? Google, Facebook, WhatsApp, Insta. Any of you know this? Any students can answer this right now. This is idellame theriyum. Facebook, Insta, idellame theriyum. This is the unfortunate thing is not many students are on this LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be the must for any student or any working professional. Okay, if you are not, please create a profile and be on it. Okay. ஒரு photograph company, ஒரு memories company, okay, ஒரு media company, Twitter, social media company like Facebook, it is competing with the biggest. Or YouTube, Netflix, it is competing with the biggest like Sun TV or Z TV or movie channel. They compete பண்ணுது. Or Flipkart and Amazon, இவங்கலாம் வந்து they are competing with the bigger Walmarts or the பெரிய supermarkets. Uber, Ola, it is competing with the reduce the taxes இதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு. So what is happening is everybody, there is a platform coming up. Okay, so every importation, retail, food, even agriculture, கோயம்பேடு மார்க்கெட்ல இருந்து உங்க வீட்டுக்கு கொத்தமல்லி புதினா இனி வந்து drawn தான் வந்து டெலிவரி பண்ணும், ஆல்ரெடி பண்ணுது. If you all know it, because these are companies which will be hiring in lakhs in future, and it is only India and China which can, because India has the youngest tech savvy population. It is only the capitalize it. The world is not looking at China. Not got Facebook. China does not have WhatsApp.
Sir, the voice is breaking, sir.
Any of this, because so it is completely banned in China.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
The voice is breaking, sir.
Hello. Hello. Can you? How about others? Is
Sir, the voice.
it same for all the students?
Yeah, now it's clear, sir. Now it's clear.
Which?
Sir, can't get you.
Okay, I'll do one thing. Maybe I'll switch off my video. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe the day. Hope the voice is clear now. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shall I continue now? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
So
sir.
as
It's clear. It's clear.
you can see now, each and every industry. Okay, yeah. So you look at the last 200, 500 biggest companies. Biggest companies பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு லாஸ்ட் 200 வருஷமா ஃபார்ச்சூன் 500 அப்பலாம் கிடையாது, பட் பிகெஸ்ட் கம்பெனிஸ் பாத்தீங்கன்னா before our independence, which is the biggest company in the world, it was East India Company. It was not the United Kingdom which ruled India, it was the East India Company which ruled India. Okay, அதுக்கப்புறமா வந்துட்டு என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா கோல் டைமண்ட் இதுதான் உலகத்திலே பெரிய கம்பெனி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுதான் இருந்தது. அதுக்கப்புறமா it was the companies of electrical companies like General Electric, Philips, இவங்க தான் பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ் இருந்தாங்க. Then came the era of an oil, the British Petroleum, Shell. Indiaல பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ் the IOC, ONGC, BP, British Bharat Petroleum இதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க. Then came the era of technology companies, computer science companies like the hardware companies like the HPs, the IBMs, Oracles. Then came the era of the software giants like the Microsoft, the Googles. இப்ப biggest companies எது இருக்கு? இப்ப just look at it. World top 10 companies, India top 10 companies எடுத்து பாருங்க. World top 100 companies, top 100 companies. அந்த லிஸ்ட் எடுத்து பாருங்க. There is a separate slide. அது மட்டுமே different topic. Maybe I will share it in future. If you look at it, the number of bigger companies who are ruling the world has gradually moved from energy into core engineering, into circuit branches, into within the circuit branches, into the information controlling companies. IT is different. Information where, technology where. Don't see IT as together. It is information and technology. Any company which has got information and uses technology to analyze information, that is an IT company. Okay, so when you look at it, this is what it is. Ola, in the dialogue, you would have heard this dialogue many times from people. Ola is the biggest company, car company in India or in the world, but it does not even own a single car. YouTube is the biggest media company, but it does not own a single production house or a single actor or a single camera. Twitter does not own even a single reporter. You see it, right? And they are having more employees, more money than the traditional companies in that respective industry. Okay, so the biggest breakthrough that will going to happen in the future is, you are seeing this, Google is working on a brain implantation. Brain implantation என்னன்னா, உங்க மண்டையை திறந்து மூளையை எடுத்து அதுல வந்து ஒரு பென் டிரைவ் மாதிரி ஒன்று போட்டுருவாங்க. நீங்க எப்படி இப்ப தமிழ் ராக்கர்ஸ்ல டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி பாக்குறீங்க இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி. இது நடக்குமா நடக்காதா? How many of you feel that it will happen or it won't happen? Sir, it will happen, it won't happen. Yes, it will, might not be. Sir, not with my brain, sir, with somebody else's brain. Okay, so I'll tell you. See, 20 years back, when you go back, somebody told you that unga heart kulla oru chip vaikkalam, so nobody believed it. But now it is possible. Pacemaker ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு கருவி இருக்கு, சின்ன சென்சர் தான். It can be like implanted and it will control, it will monitor your heartbeat, it will regulate your circadian rhythm. That how much should how is the four chambers of the heart functioning, should the heartbeat, is the heartbeat going up or going down. If a heartbeat la you have a Fitbit இருக்குங்களா, Fitbit la நீங்க போட்டுருப்பீங்க the fitness gears, it tells your pulses, it tells your heartbeat. Okay, what is inside is coming outside now. What is outside, you will also very soon get a device which will make the other way around. If one way இருக்கு, நாளைக்கு two way மாறும். You will have devices. When somebody told that if a wireless வருதுல, you put a watch in your hand, it will sense your heartbeat and then it will sense your blood pressure, temperature and hundreds of things and will bring out. So heartbeat la வந்து next chip வைக்க முடியும், வந்து brain லயும் நாளைக்கு வைப்பாங்க. ஆனா ஓபன் பண்ணி வைக்கிற மாதிரி கிடையாது, நீங்க நோன் சொல்லுவீங்க. How it will be like a wireless technology. Okay, because what is a neuron, when we're telling you, right, in the brain, any symbol you take, you can see like this. You will see like multiple lines here. All this is nothing but a baby's brain will be completely fresh. Only 5% of basic intelligence developed. Mother's voice, father's voice, no one voice. All of that. இது தவிர எதுவுமே அந்த பேபிக்கு தெரியாது. Okay. As the baby grows, as they study more and more, learn more and more, see more and more, touch more and more, hear more and more, electrical signals are established between what you call as a neurons. So if I kaiya thookunna, my brain has an electrical signal from my brain to the hand, only then my hand will be lifted. Illata adu work agadu. Okay, idha ungalude electrical signals of your brain. Okay, so when electrically your brain can be integrated with a wireless one, almost any knowledge which is there in Google, இன்னைக்கு Google இருக்கு, எல்லா சப்ஜெக்ட்டுமே இருக்குது, அது வந்து அப்படியே உங்க brainல download ஆகும். When this happens, just think, this is going to be the end of a left brainer era, where anybody, any student, anybody, he can download. I want to be a PhD in electrical, download பண்ணுங்க, you will be a PhD in electrical. You download in electronics, you will be a download. You want to become a doctor, you download. நல்லா நோட் பண்ணுங்க. Indian first partல you would have seen this movie, and just before that interval, and ஒரு delivery case வரும், ஒரு குழந்தை பிறக்கிற case, delivery, during the delivery case, what is that chitti robo, the Rajinikanth's chitti, இந்த robo என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, சிட்டி உனக்கு ஆபரேஷன் பண்ண தெரியுமானா எனக்கு தெரியாது அப்படி பேசுவாங்க, இது பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, இந்த மெடிக்கல் ஒரு 10 புக் கொடுப்பாங்க. How does that robo reads? It takes the book, scans, and then it directly goes into its brain, right? The same thing can be introduced with the human brain also. It might happen. It might not happen also. Okay, but looking at the progress of the technology, how much we have advanced with heart transplantation, liver transplantation, eye transplant, even a blind is now able to see it. Okay, so with the advent of this Google brain implantation, a blind probably could even be able to see. Autistic child, mentally challenged people could also be able to read, write, communicate properly. And கிட்டத்தட்ட வந்துருச்சு. If you had known Stephen Hawking, the scientist, the great theoretical physicist, அவர் யூஸ் பண்றதுல கிட்டத்தட்ட இதனுடைய மல்டிபிள் காம்பினேஷனா பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. Whatever he thought, his electrical signals was converted into possible speeches. That speeches was translated into like audio format, and then it was visible. And then he used to confirm whether it is correct or not. And then you did. Please go and see the video. There is also amazing movie on Stephen Hawking. Please go and watch it. You will you'll see the power of this technology, how it can do good to these people. Okay, now the last part, the two weaknesses. I'm sorry, the time is up. I'll take 10 minutes of time. As I said, கண்டிப்பா உங்க மதியான சாப்பாடுல நான் கொஞ்சம் நான் எடுத்து சாப்பிட்டுக்குருவேன் because கொஞ்சம் டைம் எடுப்பேன். But please bear with me for 10-15 more minutes, and then I'll open the session for Q&As. Okay. So one thing which the AI cannot do it at all is, it is the tool. It cannot create, it cannot imagine, it cannot empathize, it cannot love. It has got no self-awareness. எவ்வளவுதான் பண்ணாலும் அது வந்து வில்லனா யோசிக்க தெரியாது. A drone will never do a mistake. It is only a human who operate a drone can do a mistake. Okay. So the last takeaway which I want to give it to you is, நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து டெக்னாலஜி பார்த்து பயப்படுறாங்க. எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த கூகுள் பிரெயின் இம்ப்ளான்டேஷன் இந்த மாதிரிலாம் வந்ததுன்னா, just like any other technology, by the design of our human greed, மனுஷன் கண்டிப்பா மிஸ்யூஸ் தான் நிறைய பண்ணுவாங்க. அதனாலதான் நம்ம ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கணும். We should not let it misuse, and we should use it only for good purposes. In the brain implantation தான் வந்தனா, it is like very scary thing how much it will be like manipulated, and we can only like imagine it for the cruelest thing which the villains will be using it. That is the reason I always end up this particular topic with one takeaway slide. The history of human civilization is defined by two kinds of people. It is the first kind, who are the bad people who use it for evil or for self gain. இதுதான் நிறைய பேர் பண்றாங்க. But it is also the future of our humanity will also be defined by the people. How much of those good people who is not using the latest technology, or who is resisting na, they are hating the technology. இன்னைக்கு நடக்குதா? இன்னைக்கு ஆட்டோமொபைல் நம்ம திட்டுறோமா? எவ்வளவு பொல்யூஷன், இது அழிச்ச ரியல் எஸ்டேட் நம்ம திட்டுறோமா? இன்னைக்கு கம்ப்யூட்டர் நம்ம திட்டுறோமா? இன்னைக்கு திட்டுறோமா? பிகாஸ் எவ்வளவு நம்ம கண்ணு அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது, எவ்வளவு இதுக்கு அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது, பொல்யூஷன் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது. ரியல் எஸ்டேட் சிவில்ல வந்தது, மார்ஷ்ல சென்னையில ஃப்ளட் வந்தது. It is because of construction problem. It is because it is not that. See, just look at how much this construction field technology has improved so much that a 10-floor apartment, 100 houses can be built within 1 year. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு 1000 வீடு கட்டணும்னா ஒரு 3 வருஷம் ஆகும். இன்னைக்கு ஒரு 10 monthsல கட்டி முடிக்கலாம். பட் அது தப்பான இடத்துல கட்டக்கூடாது. Because the technology has been used by bad people, and because the good people do not use the technology very advanced stage and use it for good purpose, this is how the future will be defined. Pastly இதே மாதிரி தான், future இதே மாதிரி தான். So students, first of all, we should not hate technology. We should love technology, but we should not use it for bad purposes. Okay. So with this, I move on to the last part of the one, wherein is it short, how you should like plan it your career. Okay, currently, as per the world education today, 70% students are chasing their dying careers. Adavadhu, it is like a 25-year-old girl or a boy is trying to marry a 75-year-old billionaire or a millionaire or a scientist. Because you see that இவருக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும், இவருக்கு நல்ல பணம் இருக்கு, இவரை நான் கல்யாணம் பண்ண சந்தோஷமா எப்படி நினைக்கிறாங்களோ, அது எவ்வளவு பெரிய ஒரு ஃபூலிஷ்னஸா இருக்குமோ, அந்த மாதிரிதான் இன்னைக்கு நிறைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், ஆஹா இதுல இத்தனை பேர் நல்லா பணம் சம்பாதிச்சிருக்காங்க இந்த பர்டிகுலர் ஃபீல்ட்ல, இந்த பர்டிகுலர் பிரான்ச்ல, இந்த பர்டிகுலர் கம்பெனில, so many people are lot of people are working, lot of potential தேர்ந்து போறாங்க. But it is all like dying. Many companies are in dying. Nokia, Kodak, it is just in the past. In the future, many of the current top companies will eventually die, just like how Nokia and Kodak will be like in ventilator, ICU la vacha மாதிரி தான் நிறைய கம்பெனிஸ் இன்னைக்கு ICU ல இருக்காங்க. அவங்களுடைய பாஸ்ட் க்ளோரியை பார்த்து நீங்க தயவுசெய்து உங்களுடைய கரியரை போகாதீங்க. Okay, this is something more for an FDP, I take it, or for schools and college professors, how this education is changing to meet for this new era of career. Okay, the education one is the Gurukulam system, highly customized one. Education 2 is the mass manufacturing system. The current education system is the perfect system for the past industrial era. It is a completely failed system for the future industrial era. நல்லா நோட் பண்ணுங்க, எப்படி மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் ஃபேக்டரி அசம்பிளி லைன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வரிசையா நிக்க வச்சு ஒரு காரை தயாரிப்பாங்களா? இன்னைக்கு வரிசையா பெஞ்சில் உட்கார வச்சு ஒரு ஸ்கூல்ல சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்களா? Because the correct mass production என்ன பண்றாங்க, mass manufacturing of civil engineers, mass manufacturing of doctors, mass manufacturing of BAs, mass manufacturing of e-commerce. It is what this cannot happen in the future. Okay, future it will information explosion. Everybody has got access to every possible course almost for free. So it needs a digital curriculum in the future. Okay, and the future belongs to this right brainers. So many of you people told about it because each of this left brain job, majority of it will be taken up by the machines going ahead. This right brain is something which machines will not be able to take it. So even if you're doing let's say electrical engineering, civil, mechanical, we should teach them creativity. We should create the imagination. அதிகமா ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு, அதிகமா இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்புக்கு, அதிகமா industrial knowledge we should give them. Ask them to solve. Don't nobody want to nobody will go and build a WhatsApp just because I know data analytics, I know programming, I know UI, UX, I know VB.NET, mobile app language. They see a problem which the people are facing. The problem was somebody want an app wherein they can send the photos, videos, they can put some status. Then they see, okay, this is the problem. This is the need of the people. Then I'll go and apply my left brain. Okay, you identify problem, imagine, you understand it, you be a visionary using your right brain, then you go and apply your left side problem. This is the way to go for the even if you're an electrical engineer, even if you're a mechanical, whatever field, this is the combination of both is what is required to be the future. Okay, so how you should do it is you should do that. Talent is something whether you're a left or a right brainer. Okay, the personal strength is something, your career should be built on a triangle, and the strength is the center. It is based upon the more important is the talent. Okay, this is your born unga koodave porandadu. Okay, knowledge is something what you get through your degree. If there is a conflict between your knowledge and degree, it is a problem. Many people who are left brainer, they go and do a right braining course. Many people who are a right brainer, they go and do a left brainer course. ரொம்ப நல்ல மியூசிக் ஆர்ட்ஸ்ல இருப்பாங்க, அவங்க போய் லெஃப்ட் பிரெயின் கோர்ஸ் படிக்கிறாங்க, அதாவது இன்ஜினியரிங் படிக்கிறாங்க. அதனாலதான் அவங்களுக்கு இன்ஜினியரிங் வர மாட்டேங்குது. ஏன் ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கிறாங்க, 2 years நீட் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்றாங்க, 4 years JEE ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்றாங்க, they cannot crack it. But somebody who does not prepare for JEE, only with the school education, he goes and cracks JEE because the knowledge should be based upon your talent. Any student who goes and pursues a knowledge or a skill which is against their natural intelligence, he will not succeed. Just be the one. So you should know your basic talent and then go and plan your career according to it. Okay, this is some of these examples. This is your talent. Okay, these are your personal talent. Your left or a right brain, you are good in innovation, you are very good in teamwork, you are very good in communication. Adukundana enna degree, adukundana enna knowledge. Even for example, if you are let's say an engineer, take an example, electrical engineer அப்படினா, electrical engineer ஒரு R&D ல work பண்றதுக்கும், electrical engineer ஒரு design engineer ஆ work பண்றதுக்கும், அதே electrical engineer ஒரு installation ல போறதுக்கும், ஒரு electrical engineer ஒரு field work ல போறதுக்கும், ஒரு electrical engineer sales ல போறதுக்கும் different talent is required. Okay, for electrical engineer who wants to be in R&D and into academics, you need to be a left brainer. For an electrical engineer who is very good in imagination, who is very good in drawing, he needs to get into a design engineering in the PG or into the job. Okay, electrical engineer who is very good in outspoken, extrovert, highly talkative, he should go into the sales or into the marketing, even within that same product technical sales level. So you should pursue that particular knowledge and improve your skills based on your talent. இன்னைக்கு என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா knowledge பேஸா வச்சு பண்றாங்க. They think that he will become a good electrical engineer, he will become a good design engineer by studying B electrical. No, that is not the way to go. Knowledge should be knowledge should follow talent. Talent does not come out of knowledge. This is the basic I want you to take away with. Skills is something which you should get, which you will get it only by repeatedly doing. அதனாலதான் ஸ்கில்லுக்கும் நாலேஜுக்கும் சம்பந்தமே இல்லை. You can be a automobile engineer, but you may not know how to drive a car, because driving, speaking, leadership, managerial, these are all like skills. Only by repeatedly doing it, cooking, repeatedly doing it, only you will get it. Okay. So the last slide which I want to give is in our post-normal, post-disciplinary, post-linear world, the traditional career development, it is a age-old myth. Traditionally, இது படிங்க, இது வேலை பாருங்க. நம்ம தாத்தா காலத்துல go and ask your grandparents, whatever degree they studied, they would have worked in the same field and they would have mostly worked in that one single company and retired it. That was for grandparents. Our parents, whatever field they studied, they would have worked in the same field for 30 years, but in different companies. Different companies are different school or different colleges. Okay, but the present generation, it is all about working, studying in one field, not just for once in a lifetime. You will have to continuously study multiple times for the next 30 or 40 years of time. So career foresight or a prediction is the way of thinking and acting for the worker of the 21st century. And this is the definition of the illiterate of the 21st century as per the great futurist Alvin Toffler. He says that illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. Please don't think that even if you complete in engineering, it is once life முடிஞ்சிருச்சு BE பண்ணிட்டீங்க MTech பண்ணிட்டீங்க PhD பண்ணிட்டீங்க இந்த job போய் Philipsல போய் உட்கார்ந்துட்டீங்கன்னா உங்க job. No, you will have to still learn, otherwise 10 years Philips will lay you off unless you don't learn again. So we are not living in our grandparents and parents generation. நீங்க எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் இன்ஜினியரிங் படிப்பீங்க, நீங்க போய் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணுவீங்க, ஒரு ஸ்கூல்ல போய் வேலை பார்க்குற நேரம் இருக்கும். That is how the future is going to be. So with this, I complete the presentation. And for any doubts with regard to the particular topic or any queries or any further references, you can reach out to me. This is my LinkedIn. LinkedIn is what I would by default prefer to get acquainted with. And this is my WhatsApp mobile number. And this is my Insta's profile. And this is the contact of our Divya Academies. We are doing a lot of other very interesting webinars almost every day. You can get in touch with our email ID office@tiasa@gmail.com, and this is the WhatsApp number 995-245-9094. And I assume we are available in your memories and hearts as well. And thank you to all the students for very patiently listening. And I'll be here for some more time, how much ever time you want, to answer any of the queries.
Sir, the session was so awesome, sir, and fascinating. And I think that I know where I am standing till now as a final year student. We are at the end of the portion of what to say. We are at the end of the engineering. So we have to step into it like a stepping stone, as your guidance is so good. And now I think where I am standing off, and who is a right brainer and left brainer. Now thanking you, sir. Now the Karthik sir will be ending up the session. So Karthik sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dhanush. Honorable Mr. M.A. Ghazali sir, career coach, Divya Academy, and all the participants. It's my privilege to give the vote of thanks for the webinar. Myself, Karthik, assistant professor, on behalf of EEE Department, St.Joseph Institute of Technology, and all the coordinators, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the honorable speaker, who shared their valuable real-time industrial experience with us and a thought-provoking presentation. And also thank him for accepting our request and came today to give the presentation for more than 1 hour in this pandemic situation for participants from around the world. I also wish my gratitude to our chairman, directors, and principal for providing encouragement and support. I also grateful to our HODs for giving us opportunity to organize this webinar. I heartily thank all the participants for their active participation in this webinar. Thank you all.
So thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot once again for all the participants and Ghazali sir on behalf of St. Joseph Institute of Technology and Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Now the session is a questionnaire session. So sir, can we have it?
Sure, sir. I'm available for another like 5-10 minutes of time. So in case students have got any doubts, I'll be like happy to interact and clarify.
Yeah, sure, sir. It's my pleasure. And guys, please type it in the chat box. Don't turn on your microphones and camera.